If you're like most coffee lovers, you probably start your day with something that involves espresso. Maybe a latte, a cappuccino, an Americano, or even just a simple shot that wakes your brain faster than your alarm ever could. But have you ever paused mid-sip and wondered, why do we call it espresso? Is it because it's made expressly for you? Because it comes out express, fast, or because it's pressed through a machine? So today, let's uncover, why is it called espresso? The real story behind the name is far more interesting than you might expect, and it takes us on a journey through Italy, old coffee culture, early steam machines, and a bit of linguistic evolution. So grab your favorite cup, get comfortable, and let's explore the surprisingly rich history behind one of the world's most beloved drinks. Right here, on History of Simple Things. To understand why espresso got its name, we need to go back to 19th century Europe. Coffee was already a huge part of Italian life, but the way people brewed it was very different from the quick, concentrated drink we know today. Most coffee was prepared through slow extraction methods. Think of something closer to today's drip or percolator style. Brewing took time, and cafes weren't places where you rushed in and out. They were social hubs where people sat, talked, read newspapers, and enjoyed their coffee without hurry. But around this time, the pace of life was slowly changing. Cities were growing, industrialization was in full swing, and people were becoming more accustomed to machines that made everyday tasks faster and more efficient. And this societal shift created the perfect environment for a new kind of coffee to be born, one that would satisfy the demand for something quick yet flavorful. The early espresso machines weren't anything like the sleek chrome ones we see in cafes today. The first true predecessor of the espresso machine appeared in 1884, invented by an Italian named Angelo Moriondo from Turin. Moriondo didn't create espresso as we know it, but he invented something essential: a machine designed to use steam pressure to brew coffee faster than ever before. This invention sparked a wave of innovation. Other inventors, including Luigi Bezzera and Desiderio Pavoni, refined the design. By the early 1900s, machines were being produced that could make single servings of highly concentrated coffee much quicker than traditional methods. And here's where the name begins to take shape, not from the drink itself, but from how it was made and served. Let's get into the linguistics. The word espresso comes directly from the Italian word espresso, which itself is derived from the verb esprimere, meaning to press out or to express. So at its core, espresso literally means pressed out. And that makes perfect sense when you think about the brewing method. Hot water is forced through finely ground coffee under pressure, producing a concentrated, flavorful shot. But that's not the only layer to the meaning. The word espresso in Italian also carries the idea of something made expressly for someone, often quickly and on demand. In the early days of espresso, this was one of the main selling points: a shot of coffee made especially for you right when you ordered it. This dual meaning, pressed out and expressly made, fit perfectly with the identity of the drink. Italians didn't choose the name by accident. It reflected both the technique and the experience. Now, if you've ever heard someone say espresso, you might wonder whether that version has any truth to it. It sounds logical because the drink is made quickly, like an express train. But linguistically, espresso is considered a misspelling in English, and it never existed as a word in Italian. The association with express, happens because espresso is indeed made fast, but the original meaning was rooted in pressure and expression, not speed. Still, the misconception persists, mostly because English speakers naturally connect the drink's preparation time with the word express. Interestingly enough, some language historians actually argue that this misunderstanding shows how closely speed is tied to espresso culture. Espresso didn't stay in Italy for long. After World War II, Italian immigrants brought their coffee traditions to countries like the United States, Australia, and parts of Europe. At first, the drink was unfamiliar, and many cafes outside Italy didn't know what to do with it. But as machines became more modern and easier to use, espresso began to gain traction, especially in cities with strong cafe cultures. In the US, espresso remained a niche drink until the rise of coffee chains like Starbucks, which didn't just serve espresso, they introduced it to mainstream culture. Suddenly, words like latte, macchiato, Americano, and cappuccino weren't foreign terms anymore. Espresso became the foundation of the modern coffee shop, and its name stuck exactly as it originated, an Italian word that explained both the drink and its method of preparation. If we boil it down, the name espresso stuck for three reasons. 1. The brewing method. Espresso is made by pressing hot water through finely ground coffee using pressure. This lines up perfectly with the Italian root esprimere, to press out. 2. The personalized experience. An espresso is prepared at the exact moment you order it. In Italian, espresso also implies something made expressly for you. 3. The speed. While not the original meaning, the drink's quick preparation reinforced the idea of something made express. This connection made the name intuitive and memorable. Together, these meanings shaped the identity of the drink and helped the term endure globally. So the next time you sip your favorite espresso-based drink, remember that its name isn't just a label, it's a story. A story of inventors who wanted to make coffee faster, of a culture that valued both efficiency and flavor, and of a word that perfectly captured a new way of experiencing something timeless. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.